What if I told you that by simply letting go of certain things, you could experience more peace, happiness, and freedom in your golden years? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around because after 70, it's time to throw away these 6 things to start living your best life. As we age, we often hold on to things physically, emotionally, and mentally that no longer serve us. But did you know that shedding some of these old habits and possessions can make all the difference in living a life of true contentment? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 6 key things you should get rid of after 70 for a more peaceful, joyful, and fulfilling life. Let's dive in. 1. Clutter and unnecessary possessions. As we age, our homes can accumulate all sorts of things: old clothes, books we've never read, or keepsakes we no longer need. The problem with all this clutter is that it takes up both mental and physical space. When we hold on to too many possessions, we're not just filling up shelves, we're filling up our minds with unnecessary distractions and stress. And let's be honest, who needs that kind of weight when you're supposed to be enjoying life to the fullest? Decluttering your living space brings so many benefits. First, it reduces stress. Walking into a room filled with piles of things can feel overwhelming and draining. But when you simplify your environment, your mind feels clearer, and the weight of clutter disappears. Studies have shown that living in a clutter-free space can improve mental clarity and reduce anxiety. You'll be able to focus on what truly matters and enjoy the peaceful surroundings that come with a simplified home. Now, I know that the thought of decluttering might feel like an overwhelming task, but trust me, it doesn't have to be. Start small. Begin with one room or even just one drawer at a time. The key is to break it down into manageable chunks so you don't get buried under the piles of stuff. Take a moment to ask yourself, does this item bring me joy or serve a purpose in my life? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. A good place to start is your closet. Go through your clothes and donate anything that you haven't worn in the past year or that no longer fits your lifestyle. Remember, you don't have to get rid of everything, just the things that no longer serve you. Also, try to tackle one small area at a time, whether it's a shelf, a drawer, or a desk. Give yourself a few days to work through it. You don't have to do it all at once. Here's a little tip: if you haven't used something in the last 6 months and you don't have any immediate plans for it, it's time to say goodbye. You'll be surprised at how liberating it feels to free up space, and it'll make your home feel lighter and brighter in the process. 2. Toxic relationships. As we grow older, it's essential to prioritize relationships that uplift and nourish us. Unfortunately, many people find themselves staying in relationships that no longer serve them, whether it's with family members, friends, or even romantic partners. These toxic relationships can take a heavy toll on our emotional health, causing stress, anxiety, and even physical exhaustion. You might feel drained after spending time with certain people, as if you've given so much of yourself but received nothing in return. The impact of staying in toxic relationships can be profound. Constantly dealing with negativity, manipulation, or emotional demands can lower your self-esteem and prevent you from enjoying your later years with the peace and joy you deserve. Over time, this emotional burden can affect your mental and physical health, contributing to everything from poor sleep to higher blood pressure. It's essential to recognize that your well-being comes first, and you have the right to protect your peace by distancing yourself from relationships that harm you. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't mean you have to create a scene or burn bridges. There are graceful ways to walk away. The first step is setting clear boundaries. This might mean limiting the time you spend with certain people or simply not engaging in conversations that leave you feeling drained. You can start by being firm but polite. For example, if someone tends to bring negativity into your life, you can say something like, "I'm not in a place where I can engage in this kind of conversation right now," or "I need to take a step back from our interactions for my own well-being." If you're dealing with a particularly challenging situation like a family member or longtime friend, it might be difficult to let go immediately. In these cases, gradually distancing yourself is often the most effective approach. Focus on spending time with people who respect your boundaries and bring positivity into your life. Remember, it's okay to walk away from a relationship that doesn't honor your emotional health, even if it's difficult. Ultimately, you deserve to be surrounded by love and respect. And sometimes that means choosing yourself over toxic dynamics. Letting go of toxic relationships can be incredibly freeing. You'll find that when you let go of negativity, you make more room for healthy, supportive relationships that enhance your happiness and well-being. 3. Unhealthy eating habits. As we age, the way we fuel our bodies becomes more important than ever. After 70, what we eat plays a direct role in how we feel, how much energy we have, and how well we maintain our health. Poor eating habits, like indulging in too many processed foods or sugary snacks, can lead to a range of issues, from weight gain and sluggishness to chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Eating poorly not only affects our energy levels but can also shorten our lifespan and lower our quality of life. That's why it's crucial to adopt healthier eating habits that nourish your body, support your immune system, and promote longevity. Eating well after 70 can make a dramatic difference in how you feel day to day. Nutrient-dense foods help maintain muscle mass, strengthen bones, improve cognitive function, and support digestion. When you nourish your body with the right foods, you'll notice more energy, a better mood, and a greater ability to enjoy life. It's not about restrictive diets but about making smarter, healthier choices that align with your body's changing needs. The goal is to fuel your body in a way that promotes vitality, not just survival. The good news is that making simple, nutritious food swaps can lead to a huge improvement in your health. For example, instead of reaching for sugary snacks, try fresh fruit or a handful of nuts. These options provide natural sugars and healthy fats that keep your energy level steady without the crash that comes from processed sugar. You can also swap out white bread for whole grain bread or brown rice for white rice. Whole grains are packed with fiber and nutrients that help regulate blood sugar levels and support heart health. Incorporating more vegetables into your diet is another easy way to boost nutrition. If you're not a fan of salads, try roasting vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, or Brussels sprouts with a bit of olive oil and your favorite spices. They're delicious, full of vitamins, and help fight inflammation. Don't forget about protein. Lean meats, fish, and plant-based proteins like beans and lentils are great options for supporting muscle health and keeping you feeling full and satisfied. By making these simple swaps, you're giving your body the tools it needs to thrive as you age. You'll feel more energized, stay healthier longer, and enjoy your later years to the fullest. Eating well isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. 4. Perfectionism. As we get older, we often realize that the pressure to be perfect becomes less important, and for good reason. Perfectionism can be exhausting, and it doesn't always bring the happiness we expect. In our younger years, we may have been focused on achieving certain standards, whether it was excelling at work, keeping up with appearances, or being the perfect parent or partner. But as time passes, we begin to understand that perfection is a myth. With age, we gain a deeper perspective on life and learn that it's the imperfections that make us unique and interesting, not our ability to meet impossible standards. The truth is, the older we get, the more we appreciate the beauty in imperfection. Striving for perfection often leads to frustration, burnout, and unnecessary stress. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that everything needs to be flawless, but the reality is that perfectionism holds us back from enjoying the present moment. It keeps us focused on what we haven't accomplished or what we think we should be doing, rather than appreciating the progress we've already made and the simple joys of life. So how do we embrace imperfection? The first step is to let go of unrealistic expectations and accept that good enough is more than sufficient. Whether it's how clean your house is, how your garden looks, or how you cook your meals, it's important to focus on enjoying the process, not on achieving some unattainable standard. Embrace the idea that it's okay to make mistakes, have a messy home, or not always look picture perfect. In fact, those things are part of what makes life real and relatable. Instead of holding yourself to impossible standards, try celebrating the small victories and giving yourself credit for just showing up. Whether you've made it through a busy week, cooked a meal that tastes just fine, even if it's not restaurant quality, or spent quality time with loved ones, those moments matter. The less you focus on perfection, the more you'll notice and enjoy the beauty in life's everyday moments. Letting go of perfectionism opens up space for contentment, peace, and happiness, things that are far more valuable than perfection. 5. The need to keep busy all the time. As we age, there's often a tendency to feel like we have to stay constantly busy. Whether it's filling our days with errands, social obligations, or activities, we may believe that staying busy means we're productive, valuable, and engaged in life. However, constant busyness, especially after 70, can lead to burnout and exhaustion. Our bodies and minds need rest and relaxation to recharge, and overworking ourselves can have the opposite effect of what we desire. It can leave us feeling drained, irritable, and less able to truly enjoy the things we love. In fact, one of the most important things you can do for your health and happiness as you age is to embrace rest. When we take time to slow down and truly relax, we allow our bodies to heal, our minds to clear, and our spirits to be rejuvenated. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a vital component of maintaining good health. Whether it's taking a nap, enjoying a peaceful walk, or simply sitting quietly with a good book, downtime gives us the space to reconnect with ourselves and feel more balanced. The truth is, constantly filling your day with activity can actually make you feel more disconnected and worn out. Instead of rushing from one thing to the next, try focusing on the quality of your activities rather than the quantity. Choose activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, rather than those that feel like obligations. Maybe it's taking the time to savor a cup of tea while watching the sunset, enjoying a leisurely stroll in the park, or having a meaningful conversation with a friend. These moments of peace are just as important as any busy day full of tasks. When you allow yourself to slow down and focus on the present moment, you'll find that your life feels richer, more satisfying, and truly meaningful. Another helpful tip is to establish boundaries around your time. It's okay to say no to certain commitments or activities if they aren't aligned with your needs or desires. You don't have to fill every day with something to do in order to feel fulfilled. Embrace the slower pace that comes with aging and recognize that it's okay to just be. By giving yourself permission to rest and enjoy the simple things, you'll find that your happiness and well-being flourish. A slower pace doesn't mean you're missing out on life, it means you're savoring it. 6. Unnecessary worries and regrets. As we age, one of the most liberating things we can do is let go of unnecessary worries and regrets. It's easy to get caught up in thoughts about things that are beyond our control, whether it's worrying about the future, our health, or how others perceive us. Worrying about these things can steal our peace and joy, leaving us constantly anxious and distracted from the present. The truth is, worrying doesn't change anything. It only drains our energy and keeps us from fully living the life we have right now. Worrying about things outside of our control is a surefire way to live in a state of stress, and it's especially harmful as we get older. Our time and energy are precious, and when we spend them consumed by what-ifs, we miss out on enjoying the moments that matter most. Whether it's fretting over things that might never happen or stressing about situations we can't change, worry keeps us in a perpetual state of unease. Learning to let go of those worries means reclaiming your peace of mind and focusing on what's truly important: your health, your happiness, and the relationships that bring joy into your life. Letting go of the past and its regrets is just as important. We've all made choices in our lives that we might wish we could change, but holding on to those regrets only prevents us from moving forward. Instead of looking back at past mistakes or missed opportunities, try focusing on the lessons you've learned and the wisdom you've gained. Understand that life is a journey, and each step, even the ones we regret, has contributed to who we are today. Embrace the idea that you did the best you could with the information you had at the time. Regret is a heavy burden to carry, and by letting it go, you free yourself to live more fully in the present. It's also important to stop worrying about the future. While it's natural to think ahead and plan, excessive worry about what might happen only leads to stress and anxiety. Focus on what you can do now rather than obsessing over things that may or may not come to pass. The key is to live in the moment, appreciating the here and now. By embracing the present and letting go of the past, you create space for peace, joy, and acceptance. Life is too short to spend it weighed down by worries and regrets. The more you free yourself from these mental burdens, the more room you'll have for happiness, contentment, and the peace you deserve in your later years.